Welcome back. April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and today we welcome Adina Cook, the Director of Outreach and Training for the Parkinson's Support Center of Kentuckiana, with a closer look at Parkinson's disease, some of the signs and symptoms, and also a support group to help those with Parkinson's and their families. Thank you both. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about with Parkinson's disease, the initial diagnosis and how that can affect someone.
When you initially get the diagnosis, it can be quite frightening. 6.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with a young onset, which means I was diagnosed before the age of 40. And 10% of people with Parkinson's are diagnosed before the age of 40. It feels like the end of the world, but it isn't. You can learn to manage the disease very, very well and to live for years and years through good diet, lowering your stress, exercise. Support groups are extremely important, and just being educated.
And what's important to let our viewers know is that there are some local support groups and educational options. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. Through a partnership with the organization I work for, the Parkinson's Support Center of Kentuckiana, we are working with the Lexington area and offering a wonderful support group for people with Parkinson's and their families. It meets at Crestwood Christian Church on Mondays, the second and fourth Monday of every month. We also offer a free exercise class because next to medication, exercise is the most important thing you can do to manage the disease. And that's offered free of charge every Wednesday, again at Crestwood Christian Church. I lead a 7-hour class called PD 101, which takes you through the journey of Parkinson's disease. You can't fight what you don't know is ahead of you, and you can't fight what you don't understand. So we equip you with tools to manage the disease and to live well and to live as independently as possible for as long as possible.
And of course, with this being an awareness month, it's a good time to remind people of some of the things that they may need to look out for as far as symptoms so they can get the proper diagnosis and treatment and therapies. Tell us what are some of the common things that you may notice.
One of the most interesting things is that 90% of people with Parkinson's experience a total loss or a significant loss in their sense of smell. There aren't a lot of other things that will cause that. So if you had a good sniffer, say 5 or 10 years ago, and now you find that you can't smell things or you can't differentiate smells, that's a key warning sign. There are also 4 motor signs that are typically involved with Parkinson's. The first one is tremor, and that's actually one of the most significant symptoms that I experience. And that's a shaking of one of your limbs, an arm, a leg, or your head. The second motor sign is stiffness and rigidity. You feel kind of like the Tin Man when you're walking around, or like you have weights on you. The third is very poor posture, which can affect your balance. And then the fourth sign is just slowness. We slow down in everything we do, in our gait, in our speech, in our writing, just about everything.
Well, and again, this is something that if you can recognize those symptoms, get an accurate diagnosis, you can start to get the support and therapy that you need. So very important message. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And if you're interested in learning more about the support group and the Parkinson's Disease Support Center of Kentuckiana, you see their website and address and phone number there listed at the bottom of your screen. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with more news after this.